So let's delve deeper into this conversation. And joining me now live from right here in Nairobi is Honorable Ndegwa Wahome. Is the chairperson of the County Assemblies Forum. Therefore, he oversees all the other county assemblies. And he's also the speaker of Nyandarua County Assembly. Honorable Ndegwa, thank you so much for making time for us. And let's just get straight into this discussion. We've seen now the issues happening in Kirinyaga. Kitui has just been withdrawn. Are the MCAs out to settle scores with the governors?
Good morning, Trevor. I would wish to say that MCAs are discharging their constitutional mandate. And the constitutional mandate of the MCAs is oversight, it is representation, and it is registration. There is a lot of jitters on the side of the governors where they don't want to give the required information to the assemblies to enable them to do their work of oversight, and which they are supposed to do by both the constitution and the statute. And when it comes to that point, that is why you find there are a lot of agitation for impeachment, because impeachment is a tool of oversight. We use it as a tool of last resort. But when we have to use it, then we require to use it to ensure that our people get the benefits that are due to them.
But Wahome, this, like you've mentioned, it's supposed to be a tool of last resort, but we are seeing MCAs using that as almost a first option. What are you doing to ensure then that the relationship between the MCAs and the governors is cordial so that they can at least talk things out before they start the impeachment process?
Actually, Trevor, if the governors would just do what they are required to do within the law, that when we require the officers to come to the assemblies and to explain their cases, that if we require documents to support expenditure that have been accrued for some services within the counties, actually we should not come to this. But what has happened is that the governors have, instead of being vision carriers for the counties, they are like, it is as if now they are the implementers. You find now when we want even to interact or discuss with the CC, it is the governor who is standing on the way, because they have gone down to the arena, the dust has gotten to their eyes, and they have lost the vision to move their counties forward. At that point, when we cannot even get the CCs, then we go to the person who is blocking the gate, and that person is the governor.
Is this about resources, Honorable Wahome? Because many people are saying that sometimes MCAs want to impeach a governor, but then they get prevailed upon. Why would they change their minds if they were going for it? Like in Kitui, for example, we see now Peter Kilonzo has decided to withdraw that motion after 3 MCAs went missing. They've already confirmed that they will sign. What has changed now?
Actually, in Kitui, it is a sad case, and I would not want to comment much about it at this point, for the reasons that nobody knows where those MCAs are. It is as of now, it's a security issue. We don't know whether they were kidnapped. We don't know whether they are actually having their lives. This is a matter that is now in the security agency's hands. And Kilonzo had to do the right thing, the majority leader for Kitui, to withdraw the motion so that we can first see and ensure that the status, the lives of our members are safe. And then the motion has just rested. It has not died. And at the right time, I believe the grounds remain, and there were very firm grounds, and then it will be triggered to rise and to action at the right time, after we are ensured that our members are safe.
So why now, Honorable Ndegwa? Because many people are saying the counties have been operating for a while, but now there's an impeachment motion, there's a wave of impeachment that's going on. Why now?
You know, at the devolution level, at the counties, all the leaders now, even the MCs, we are becoming desperate. We have been hoping against hope that some of these CEOs in the counties are going to improve in terms of service delivery. We are now finding we are on the third year, and that though we have budgets, we have very, very clear lines of expenditure, but things are not happening. And Wajiko is becoming restless. And we have to answer to the core of Wajiko. And that is why you are finding now we are resorting to impeachment as a tool of last resort of oversight. And that is why you asked why we are going to impeachment directly. We have been waiting for 3 years. We are finding some of them cannot work together with us, and then we have to resort to impeachments.
Is it true that if the governors are lining the pockets of the MCAs, then they tend to be more friendly towards those governors? For example, allowing trips here and there, per diems here and there, then they will not rise against that governor. Is that true?
It is far from the truth, and what I would tell you is that assemblies have sufficient budgets for travel, for DSA, and to be able to manage their issues even at the committee level. And these are budgets that we negotiate with the CRA, and we have our independence of expenditure on our budgets, and therefore the governors do not come in at all. This is just trying to give a bad name to the assemblies so that when you want to kill them, then you can do it and nobody will be interested. Otherwise, the assemblies, we have our budgets. We don't need the goodwill of the governor to be able to manage our assemblies. What we need the governors to do is cooperation. They follow the constitution, they follow the law, and this country and counties will be better for all of us.
Honorable Ome, you're the chairman of the County Assemblies Forum, and you know very well that when the MCAs and the county governor fight, the people who are suffering are the Wanjiku. Is it fair to hold Wanjiku hostage as you guys try to figure out your issues?
Actually, for us, we have looked at it, and that's why I've said that we are using impeachment as a tool of oversight of last resort. This is when we find that monies are coming to the counties, but the benefit is not trickling down to our people. That even if we don't ask these very hard questions, Wajiko is not benefiting. And we are all lumped together with the governors as failures in delivery of services in the counties. We have to make it very clear as assemblies that we are playing our roles and that there is another person, another arm of government that is failing in its constitutional and legal obligations.
Which arm of government is failing in your view?
It is the executive, obviously. Trevor, when we are asking these questions, like now there are monies that are coming to the counties, especially during this COVID-19. I know like for Nyandarua, 89 million was sent here to help in the fight. Another that 1 million has been sent here. Another 3 million has been sent to Nyandarua. But this, unless we run from my possession, that these monies are coming in, these governors are not even explaining to the assemblies what is coming in so that we are able to play oversight over these resources. You will learn that although these monies came as early as April of this year, in some counties, the health workers have not been paid their special allowances. These are the hard questions we are asking. When materials are even brought here by the president to the counties, by donors, the assemblies are not made aware about these issues. What are we hiding from? Let us work together as a family in the counties and deliver services to our people. And everything will be seamless, and Kenya and the counties will be better for our people to live in dignity.
But the budgets come through the county assemblies anyway. Are you saying you don't see any of them? Because in Kirinyaga, for example, it has been sent back because 80% of it was on recurrent expenditure. So you do actually see the budgets.
No, what I'm saying about is that grants that are being sent by the presidency or the national government to help fight COVID-19 in the counties. They are issuing authority to incur expenditure directly to the chief officers of health. And unless the executive has goodwill to tell us that that money has come in so that we can be able to play oversight, then they will do their own things. And we are saying whether there is COVID-19 or not, our oversight role is even more prominent now and should be even more conspicuous to ensure that this disease is a storm, that we are able to deal with it together as a family. But now all those monies coming to the counties and the authority to incur expenditure is issued directly to the chief officers of health. Not many assemblies in this country know about it. It is from our possession that we are getting this information and even passing it to the assemblies, which is very unfortunate, because why would a governor want to hide this kind of information, fighting a very serious pandemic that we have never seen in our lives and that can likely wipe out populations?
So is there a gap in legislation, or is it that simply the governors just don't want to be transparent?
It is only that people are running away from accountability and transparency. The law is very, very clear. And if we have the goodwill from the executives, the assemblies have the goodwill. We are with the people every morning. When they suffer, we suffer. So therefore, let governors show goodwill and know that these are public resources they are managing. They be transparent and accountability, and this issue of impeachment will just go away.
You raise a fair point, Honorable Wahome, but when these issues get to the Senate, we see them being thrown out on simple basis that they don't meet the threshold for impeachment.
I would say that it depends on interpretation. The law, interpretation of the law is not static. And as assemblies, I believe, like the case of Kirinyaga, they did their job. Senate is an independent entity or agency of oversight. They did their job. The assemblies were not satisfied. We are waiting for the High Court to decide who was right between the assemblies and the Senate.
So now what is the position now? You're also the Speaker of Nyandarua County Assembly. There's also another allegation that there's an impeachment coming that way. First of all, is it true?
I have not heard of an impeachment coming the way of Nyandarua. I know we have issues in Nyandarua and about the same issues of accountability and transparency, where the things are being done without involvement of the assembly, where the assembly is supposed to be involved, where there is breach and transgression to the law, when the law is very clear on issues. And what we are saying is that if this impunity, the governors should know that they are a creature of the Constitution and the law. This impunity that you can operate above the law. When they start realizing that it cannot happen, then we shall have a better counties and a better country.
So as the chairman of the County Assemblies Forum, what is the way forward? What are you doing to ensure that there's a seamless relationship between the MCAs and the executive, and therefore Wanjiku doesn't suffer?
I think mainly, Trevor, is that for the assemblies, and I talk to the speakers, I'm talking with my members, and the issue is that the assemblies have no problem. Governors, they just appreciate that the assemblies are not a nuisance. They are there to stay. They are creature of the Constitution. And then they submit to the assemblies the way they are required under the Constitution in terms of information, in terms of documents, in terms of observance of the Constitution and the law. And we shall not have these problems. But when they want to apply or to operate outside the constitutional and the legal reins, there will be problems. Because we shall not allow, because we have a mandate which is constitutional to discharge.
So right now, as you know it, how many other governors have been lined up for impeachment?
I cannot tell for sure. I know there are talks around Bugoma. There was issues about Kwale, the Vihiga. But actually, some of these governors, and I'm happy, that when they find that they actually were transgressing on the law, some of these governors will agree, yes, here we are wrong. Come and we sit down and then we move forward. And we have no issues, because for us is quality, optimum service delivery to the people, because that is the only time as the representatives of the people we shall also have peace and settle down to be able to seamlessly discharge our obligations.
All right. Honorable Ndegwa Wahome, thank you so much for making time for us this morning. I'm sure we'll have this discussion again at some point. Honorable Ndegwa Wahome is the chairperson, County Assemblies Forum, and also the Speaker, Nyandarua County Assembly, says simply that the governors should withhold the law and everything will be just fine. All right? We're taking a quick break here on Daybreak. When we come back, remember today is the World Youth Skills Day. All right? So we're going to have this discussion in just a bit. According to a UN report, the global youth unemployment is on a steep rise. They say now that globally 1 in 5 young men are NEET, which is NEET. That means not in employment, education, or even training. We'll speak to the CEO of Generation Kenya, Ramakrishnan Hariharan. He'll be joining us in just a bit to tell us what they are doing to ensure that at least the youth are given skills for employment or even self-employment. That right after the break.